Hello my fellow Ians, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, I'm Jojo Rarity. So in today's video, I'm gonna be talking about my top 10 favorite shows. So I'm gonna be talking about the shows that came out 2021. So only new shows kinda. And of course the ones I finished also, and the ones that were like my favorite ones. So number 10 on my list is Sweet Tooth. It's also from a comic, and I really liked the show. It was really sweet. It's like about these hybrids, like kids who were born like with, for example, this kid. He was born with antlers. He looks like a deer, but also human. They're like half human and half animal, and that's what makes them hybrids. So the kind of like every kid is like born like this way. So of course people hated them because they kind of are different. Like I mean, the adults hated them. So it's like kind of a struggle for the hybrids to survive, of course, because humans are kind of hunting them. So they're like trying to survive out there. And then this kid kind of meets a guy kind of helping him to see the world. And yeah, so really excited for season 2. It's a pretty good show, I think. Number 9 on my list is a superhero show called Invincible, and it's animated one. And it's from Robert Kirkman, by the way. He also created The Walking Dead. So of course I want to give it a try. It's on Amazon, and it's also like really brutal. And what you can expect from him. So also all the Walking Dead cast came like voicing some characters. I'm not gonna spoil anything for you guys, but the main character is actually Steven Yeun, who plays Mark Grayson, who's a 70-year-old teen, and he kind of just got his powers recently. And J.J. Jameson, that's kidding. So the actor J.K. Simmons plays the father Nolan Grayson, also called Omni-Man. So he's kind of like Superman because he's like so powerful, and his powers are kind of like him because he's like so strong and everything. So yeah, he always tries to be like his dad and kind of figure out how to use his powers for good. There's also many twists in the show than expected, but yeah, it's pretty brutal and graphic because I think the comics are also like that. And yes, so of course I love it that Steven Yeun is the main character because I really missed him on Walking Dead. Even though he's only voice actor, but still, also it's so cute because he's half Asian in the show, and so yeah, it's like an Asian superhero. It's also pretty cool, and I can't wait to see like season 2 how it's gonna be because the show is pretty good. So number 8 is What If, and it's also animated, and it's like kind of explores different kind of multiverse, different kind of timelines in the MCU also. Like actually, if you know the comics, kind of like the stories like from the comics also in a different way. That's why it's like so exciting. Like there's one guy called the Watcher who kind of narrates everything, and also he can't interfere because he's gonna disrupt the timeline or something. So he only watching them all this time. That's why I think it's so good because like for example there was like Captain America is now Peggy Carter is now, she called herself Captain Carter. It's kind of cool to see like different kind of universes because like different kind of stories also that you know from the comics actually, like Doctor Strange is evil. Kinda it's like relating to the Doctor Strange multiverse. I mean multi madness, the movie or something. And also we got zombies. Like Marvel zombies, which is so amazing. By the zombies are also from Robert Kirkman, right? By the way. So it's pretty cool. So yeah, it's like different stories, but also some of the actors actually come back to voice their characters. Not everyone, but that's why it's pretty cool. So that's why it's kind of connected because that's why they also came back to voice their characters. Because like also still in the MCU, and also then you know it's kind of true, especially for Doctor Strange, because in the multiverse madness, you kind of know, if you watched What If, you kind of understand more things. So I think you should watch What If first before you watch Doctor Strange 2. But yeah, this was pretty cool to see that because like that's everything is also true, but only in different universe, right? We already know the multiverse exists, so why not? So of course, last year so many Marvel shows came out, and if you know me already by now, you know I'm a huge Marvel fan, and of course some of the shows are gonna be on my list. And the first show which is on number 7, is WandaVision for me. I know it's the most popular show and people love it the most from all the Marvel shows that came out, but I also love it, of course. And so, of course, I liked it. In the beginning, I wasn't really into it when it was black and white and everything. It kind of was so confusing at times. Like, it started kind of like this in a sitcom. So later on, it kind of blends more like into the Marvel shows and movies that we know. But the beginning was kind of confusing, of course, because you didn't know what's gonna happen. And so why is Vision alive? Because we all know that he died, right? So of course it's also kind of sad then, because you know that Vision didn't make it, and kind of have like this suburban life. And if you love sitcoms, you will love this one. By the way, I did a whole review of this series, so if you want to check it out, go check it out above the link here. I talk about the show and everything, how I like it, and so also don't want to spoil too much if you haven't watched it, but I just want to say you should watch this before you're gonna watch Doctor Strange. And if you watch Spider-Man No Way Home, you know what I'm talking about. So number 6 is Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I know it's not everyone's favorite, I guess, but I think I'm kind of biased because I love Captain America. I know he's not in this, but I love Bucky also, so kind of like it more. Don't hate me, but I like it more than WandaVision, kind of in that way, because I just love the characters so much, and it was nice to see them again. And also, like, for Sam Wilson, it was hard struggling to take up the mantle of Captain America, especially because he's like black, and second of all, he thinks not good enough because like Steve Rogers was one of his best friends, right? And they think it can't be like him. And then of course Bucky also struggles because he was the Winter Soldier. He was a villain before, and now trying to be good, and we kind of make amends of what he did, because he did so many bad things before, and he tried everything to fix it. And I really like this duo also. Also, I already like it in the movies, and also hard for them without Steve, of course, but they're trying to make it work. And so yeah, the villains were the best part of the show and everything, but I really love them, Falcon and Bucky, of course, together. It's fun to see, and also makes me kind of remember Captain America, also the movies and so on. So number 5 is Hawkeye. Don't get me wrong, I love Hawkeye, and I always loved his character, that everyone likes him, but I always like his character. One of my favorites also from the OG, like, Avengers. And anyway, this series takes place, of course, after Endgame. So, of course, kind of sad, because you know what happened after Endgame. They lost Black Widow, Iron Man, and so on. And so the aftermath of that was kind of exciting to see. Also, just want to say sorry I didn't do my review. I said I wanted to do a review like what I did with WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but it was like around Christmas, right? So I did my Vlogmas. So I only wanted to do Vlogmas videos, so I didn't kind of fit into my schedule. So yeah, anyway, it's like New York, and it's Christmas time in New York, and so all Clint wants is to spend time with his family. But of course something happened, like his past came back again. Him being Ronan, the one who killed a lot of people back then when he lost his family. And then he meets up with this young archer girl called Kate Bishop. Of course, he's like a huge fan of Clint Barton, and she kind of wants to be like him. So, and then they both kind of get tangled up in some murder mystery with an underground mob and a much bigger threat, and also some characters, which I'm not gonna spoil for you guys, gonna be in the show. One character I thought I will never see again. So yeah, if you haven't checked it out, it's actually pretty good, and also can't wait to see what's gonna happen after that. I mean, of course we know Kate is gonna be the new Hawkeye. So what's gonna be in store for Kate? Of course we're gonna see her again, maybe in some future movies or whatsoever. So I think the show is overall pretty good. Number 4 on my list is Arcane, and it's an animated show which is pretty good. It's like based on the game LOL, also called League of Legends, which I never played. I heard of it, but I never played this before. But I think you don't need really to know the game to really enjoy this show, by the way. And yeah, I already talked about this show, but I think it was really good, and also how they make everything, like how it looks like, the effects and the characters and everything, kind of mix of CGI and drawing was amazing. So it follows these group of teenagers and the leader is called Vi, and with her sister called Powder, who kind of always destroys everything. It's like she's so young, and I don't know. So anyway, they're all like orphans, and the two sisters also. They're kind of taken under the wing of Wanda. They kind of live like in this underground kind of place. Didn't expect it to be so good. I mean, it's also kind of brutal. I mean, that a cartoon doesn't have to be like kid friendly to be good. That's why I kind of like the show, because I like it brutal, and why not? In animated shows, you can do much more sometimes than in live action. So it's kind of like, reminds me also of like anime shows. And yeah, that's why I think I like it so much. So that's why it's so high on my list, because like one of the best animated show of last year, in my opinion. Number 3 on my list is Squid Game. And I know it's the most talked about show ever that came out. It's a Korean show, by the way. And yeah, I understand why it was such a hype and everyone talked about it when I watched it. Because I love the storyline already. It's like I don't really watch sometimes like foreign movies sometimes. But when I do, I watch it in original. Because yeah, original is always better. Of course with subtitles. It evolves around this guy. I'm not gonna say names because I don't want to butcher them. And he wants to join a game. A kind of guy came up to him and asked him, if you want to join a game where you can get a lot of money, you can win it all, because he's kind of broke and he have like a daughter, and yeah, so he wants to do this for his family actually. And so then he gonna join the games with some other players, of course, who also kind of broke. And then they're gonna play some kid games, like popular games in Korea. So we don't know all of the games they're playing. But the twist is that if you play the game and die, you die for real. So yeah, that's why it was so brutal. And I think the first episode was the most amazing one. It's kind of so shocking, everything. I don't want to spoil anything for you guys, but anyway, there only has to be one winner who gonna wins it all. And people just do this for money, right? Then you can think, kind of like real life, because people do everything for just for money, even though they're gonna die or they're like in danger, they don't care about it whatsoever. As I said, I don't watch a lot of Korean shows. It's my first Korean show ever, and I didn't watch it because it was so hype. People talk about it. I watched it because I like the storyline. I already saw what it was about and everything, so that's why it's kind of, for me, it's always I will like it, because I kind of like this kind of shows, like it's brutal and everything. So of course I also give it a try sometimes, even if it's not, if it's like a foreign movie or series, sometimes I also gonna give it a try, but only if I want to watch it also. So I wasn't disappointed. I know there's gonna be a season 2, because Koreans don't really do so many seasons, but let's see, because the ending was kind of, I don't know, not really end, I think. Number 2 is Loki, and I think it's the best Marvel show for me. I really enjoy it the most. That's why it's the highest Marvel show on my list, but not number 1. Stay tuned for that. So anyways, of course, who doesn't know Loki or doesn't love him? I mean, it's everyone's favorite character. I mean, he's the god of mischief. So anyway, if you watch Endgame, you know that it's him. It's this Loki, because Loki died, of course, in Infinity War in the beginning, so that was shocking. But of course, he's back, but different Loki. So not the one that we knew, it's a different one, the evil one again. So the one from Avengers, of course, after that, you saw that he escaped in Endgame. So it's about him. And so the Time Variance Authority came to the picture, because they don't like people disrupting the timeline, and they have to fix it. So that's why they got Loki. It's like the first show that explored the multiverse, and like they have different variants, everything. That's why it was so cool to see that. And also, Owen Wilson is in this one, was super funny. I really liked the character. And it's overall just a good show. And also there's like a antagonist who kind of been disrupting the timeline, and they have to find out who it is, because it's someone else, not Loki, kind of like a villain in the show. Later on, gonna be someone you didn't expect it, but I'm not gonna spoil anything for you guys if you haven't seen it. But also, I have to advise you to watch the show before you watch Doctor Strange, because who knows, maybe Loki's also gonna appear, I thought, and everyone's gonna be appearing in Doctor Strange because of the multiverse madness. So I think you should give the show a try, because it's like Really, really good. Number 1 on my list is no other than Shadow and Bone. So yeah, I really, really love this show. Also love all the books, so it has to be number 1. It's like the most anticipated also show that I really wanted to watch from last year, and it's so amazing. I really loved it, and that's why it has to be number 1. Sorry, all the Marvel shows, but yeah, I really love this world that Lee Bardugo created, the Shadow world. So it's about this girl, Alina Starkov, and she kinda just realized she got some powers that she didn't know she had. Like, she's a sun summoner, and so she's gonna save the world because there's like a fold there created by the evil one called the Darkling, and she's the only one who can destroy because he's like kind of like dark powers, like, and she has light powers. Also, there's like some creatures called Volgra, and so it's of course fantasy, but also with superpowers. No one ever liked the show because like it's not like you don't get to see like fantasy also with powers. Always like different, right? So that's why it's like something kind of different. And of course I will like because I love superhero shows also. This kind of is like that, but kind of different. And all have like all different kind of powers also. They have different names. I think if you read the books you can understand it more. Also, I'm so excited for season 2. Already they're gonna film it now, and I know when you get to see it. I know if this year for sure, maybe next year. But I'm so excited for new characters also to appear. So yeah, the show didn't really disappoint. I love the crows, of course, who are like the best also on the show. So I think if you're a book lover, you can give it a try. I advise you to read the books before watching the show. I think you don't need to. Of course, people can understand it more. I can understand it also, I mean, because I have some friends who don't read the books, but they ask me some questions sometimes. But it's like also, of course, you can understand it. But I think, of course, if you know the books, you can understand more. All the names, everything. And there's like 3 Shadow and Bone books, like a trilogy, and then there's like 2 other books with 6 of course characters, and then 2 other books with some other characters also. I'm not gonna spoil anything because yeah, so have a lot to read. But if you really love books like me, I think you should give it a try. Then I think you will love the show even more knowing about these books. I think this was it. I don't know if I'm gonna do a ranking like from all the movies and shows that I watched from last year, like I did with the Walking Dead ranking. Like, gonna put like some columns and rank it all one, like amazing, good, okay, whatever. I know I'm gonna do that because I watch a lot. Of course, a lot of shows and a lot of movies. But yeah, let's see. Also, the next video coming up, I think, is also after this is upcoming movies and shows I'm excited for. So yeah, this month is kind of all about shows and series because the year just started and we have some pretty good lineup this year for sure already. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you do, please give a thumbs up. Also comment down below what are your top 10 favorite shows from last year. Like the shows that came out from last year. And don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to put on the post notifications so you know exactly when I upload. I upload every Wednesdays and Saturday. So guys, see you in my next video. Bye!